again for all the things I'm talking to you guys about today. And it's cool and I'm excited because, hello, welcome, happy birthday. I don't know why I said that, but happy birthday, I guess, if it's your birthday and you're watching this in the future or today or something. Um, the two of you know who I am. But if you're watching this from the future and you do not know who I am Care Alexi, and I'm a writer. And this YouTube channel is about holding me accountable for my writing and making sure that I write, maybe not every day, because sometimes that's just not possible, but I write every week and I finish this novel. Urgh! So last week was lots of fun, and last week was lots of fun. And today I want to talk to you guys about what I've learned in the last week. So the last week's episode was kind of fun, but I mean the whole last week has been full of interesting things. And I do have a lot of updates. Hi Julie. I do have a lot of updates for you guys. Um yeah, sorry for all like the craziness. My the technical technology was not on my side today. But anyway, so we're here now. Uh yes. So this channel is about exactly what it says, pantsing like a pro if you're a writer, and if you're a writer, you know that what that means. It means that you are either a plotter or a pantser or somewhere in between. Plotters outline their novels and stick to the plot, and pantsers write by the seat of their pants. I hope to one day. Oh hey Amaretto, look at her, she's so cute. Okay. Um, I hope to one day be a bit more of a plotter because supposedly they write books faster and stuff, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I'm kind of enjoying pantsing it. So I've got updates for you exactly like I said, and I'm very excited about those updates. It's not just writing, it's life. That's true, Nikki. But before I get into the updates, the very exciting updates, like, woo, the very exciting updates, um, I want to talk to you guys about fan fiction because last week we did this and we went off on this like whole long thing about like One Direction, smut fiction, and stuff like that. And it turns out that's not random. Like I thought that was random. And I will admit that I'm not a part of the fan fiction community anymore. I think the last time I wrote fan fiction, I was a teenager, so that was like 15 years ago. And I think the last time I read fan fiction was like 10 years ago. So it's been a while. Um, and I learned that somebody wrote a One Direction fanfic, and it was so, it was, yeah, they just, apparently the phrase is file the serial numbers off. They just filed the serial numbers off, changed the name of the guy who, wait, is it One Direction? I don't know. I think it was a guy named Harry. I don't know anything about One Direction, so I couldn't tell you. But whatever, changed his name, and that got published as a book that got picked up by a publishing house, and it's a very successful book. I think it's called After. I don't know the author. I'm sorry, I don't know these things. Um, yes, and I mean, well, there's also like the EL, the 50 Shades of Grey fanfic stuff, which I didn't know was fan fiction until somebody told me because I didn't read it. Yeah, so that was interesting. I learned that that stuff is real, Olia. Like that's apparently 50 Shades of Grey is a Twilight fan fiction. It's like an alternate universe Twilight fan fiction where they're not vampire. I don't know. I'm not the expert when it comes to this stuff. I don't write fan fiction. I haven't in a long time. I don't read fan fiction. I haven't in a long time. Hi Tashari, welcome. I'm so sorry about all the technical difficulties. Yikes. Next time. Yes, all of that, exactly. The One Direction Harry fanfic was published, and 50 Shades of Grey is Twilight fanfiction. I. This is a new world to me. It's been a long time since I've been in the fanfic community and been reading and writing. I mean, I've still got friends who read and write fanfic. I don't as often. I'm not sure why. Like, it's not that I dislike it or it's not. It's not any of that stuff. I love it. Just as, yeah, was it really, really good? I wouldn't know. I didn't read it. It's also, I think, not in my genre, which is perhaps why I don't know anything about those things. I would definitely read fan fiction on my favorite novels, about my favorite novels or based on my favorite novels, but I guess I just haven't gotten around to doing that. I suppose it's a thing that I'm going to explore in the future. Um, yeah, it's just a thing I'm gonna have to explore in the future. So what? Okay, I gotta ask because it's there. Nikki, why do you hate fan fiction? No? Ooh, a good Dune fanfic. I do know that the Dune fan fiction is there. It's a thing. Um, I really hope nobody's in the other stream still. I'm so paranoid about it. Is the other stream even up? Is it there? Does it exist? Does it exist? How do I delete it? How do I make it unhappen? Can I make that stop? Does anybody know? It's derivative, and what I normally love about writing is hearing the writer's voice, and you can't duplicate that. I think that's true, Nikki, that it's duplicating a writer's voice is difficult. Um and I mean, why would you do it, right? Like, don't do it. Why would you do it? But at the same time, I feel like fan fiction, not I don't think all fan fiction is that derivative. Like, depending on what you do with your piece of fan fiction, it can be very original. I think, especially if it's an alternate universe fan fiction, it means you're developing that new world from the ground up, very, very likely. And usually, what you want to do with characters and stuff when you write fan fiction is you're going to take them in new directions. You're going to do something new with that character. You're going to do something new with that setting. And some fan fiction is super derivative, and some are really awful. I do think the other live is just the picture saying waiting. I don't know how to delete it. I don't know how to be like, stop, this is not live anymore. Go away. Um, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do. Uh, mm, does anybody know? Does anyone know how to like begin that live? Does anybody know how to make it stop? Because I don't. I am a YouTube noob and I don't know what I'm doing or how I'm doing it. I don't know anything. I don't know what's going on. And if I click on this button, Julie, do you know you're like the YouTube expert in my life? Like, oh, okay, hold on. Can I edit this description? More actions. Delete forever. I understand. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you. Yeah. Okay, I've deleted it. I don't mind, Nikki says, I don't mind multiple writers writing in the same world, a la Thieves' World, as long as they use their voice. Yeah, and I think that that's true. I think that if you're writing fan fiction and you are writing in your own voice, you're writing your own story, probably. Right? I wouldn't take somebody else's work, and I don't think anybody should take somebody else's work and just like in an attempt to write the exact same voice. Yeah, like that doesn't make sense. I think some people's uh it's still it may still be there, right? Like it there's may still be like hints of that voice, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, but the point is, I think that that whole fanfiction discussion is a discussion for another time because it's already been 12 minutes. Walia, listen, I gotta keep having these 1 hour streams. I don't mind if you don't mind since you guys are the ones watching, but I just throwing that out there, Ooh, dialogue. Dialogue is hard. I think fan fiction writers who do dialogue, like, I don't know. Dialogue is hard, and I don't write fan fiction. Like, I write an original fiction, and dialogue is trash. Like, dialogue is one of the hardest things for me to write. I read all kind of books on writing dialogue. I like do all kind of like courses, free courses on writing dialogue. Um, I don't feel like this is a problem, says Candy. I'm guessing that what you mean that this thing being an hour long is not a problem. Um, yeah, it's not. That's cool, right? Um, video has been removed by the uploader. Great. So I'm just gonna go in here, edit this post, link in comments, save. There we go. The 1 hour, not crappy dialogue. Yeah. Anyway, so let's get to business. Because I learned that fan fiction stuff and it blew my mind. It blew my mind. Like I knew, having been a member or like a part of that community before, that it was big and there was a lot and there was like so much talent and all of the stuff. But I like, wow. Anyway, so that's the fanfic thing. I learned that that's so real that it's a whole, like it gets, but like that's, it blew my mind. Anyway, okay, all right, focus. Um, updates, updates. There's something I really want to tell you guys, but I will wait till the end because it's so cool and juicy. So this week, I learned a lot about myself as a writer. I'd spent a very long time feeling a lot of feelings about you have to write every day. You should be writing at least 1,000 words a day, or like some people are like 3,000 words a day, which is like what? Stuff like that. I've heard stuff like that, and some people are like, oh no, you don't need to do that to be a writer. You just need to you just need to whatever, and just I always felt guilty. Like I always felt like an imposter, and I've always felt guilty that I wasn't writing every day, or I wasn't hitting a certain word count every day, or that I wrote so slowly, because I do write really slowly, even when I'm just like trash on the page writing, just like word format writing. It's still slow often, right? Not all the time, but often. And see, that's the stuff I would have said last week, but we talked about smut instead. Anyway, but this is true. This is a thing. And I'm actually glad that I'm talking about it today instead, because I had the opportunity to discover that that's all bull. So this week, I was like, I'm just going to do whatever the hell works for me. Which I mean, I should have like just done, right? Like I should have done that years ago. But I was so caught up in this, like, this is what you're supposed to do, right? That BS that I didn't do, I think, what I knew or what I should have known was right for me. So I did two big things, three big things if you count this stuff as two things. But I mean, I had like pictures all set up to show you, but technology. So I'll figure out how I'm showing you that. Maybe on my phone. I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but we'll find out. The first thing is that instead of sitting down and just like being like, I'm gonna write for an hour, I started doing sprints. For people who do not know what a sprint is, I do not know the origin of it, but it works like if you use a Pomodoro timer. So a lot of people, instead of writing for an hour, which is like, oh my god, I've got to write for an hour, like instead of that anxiety and that pressure to write for a full hour, um, hi, mom. What was I? Sprints, right? What a sprint is. So instead of the anxiety and the pressure of writing for like a full hour or 2 hours or whatever that is, you just gotta write for 20, 25 minutes. I originally started, I think a Pomodoro timer uses 25 on, 5 off, 25 on. And then after you do that a couple times, you get a longer break. So instead of 5 off, it's like 15. Um, but I found that 25 minutes was actually too long for me. At least, excuse me, at least at first, that was really difficult. So I changed my timer to 20 minutes. What would happen is I'd stop writing, or I'd get into like a lag. Candy says that she loves doing Pomodoro time tasks because that's how she cleans her apartment and does chores. I should think about doing that. That's really smart. Um yeah, so I would stop writing somewhere usually with 10 to 7 minutes to go. Maybe like 5 to 10 minutes to go. Oh, it's I'm not sure that it's like it's not a physical device. Like I use a you see I can't screen share. I can show you though on my phone the app that I downloaded. It is called Focus To Do, right? And this is what my mom says. I now on that. I feel like I was wasted my whole life. So let's see how. All right. So you guys kind of see this, right? So this is me. This is what the front of the app looks like. And then if I hit this button at the bottom that says 20, boop, there's the timer. And you can set the sounds for your timer. Mine goes ding when it starts. The background noise it provides is rain. You could choose for there to be no sound. And when my 20 minutes ends, it goes ding ding, like the end of a match. um, and that's what I've been using. I'm not advertising apps I should be getting paid for, woman. Mommy, just, I don't even know how to respond to that. Anyway, so that's what I do. I also have one for, it's the same app, but on my desktop. And the two, if you have an account, the two will sync. It was like $9 for a lifetime subscription. And after I used it, the first few days are free. And after I used it for a couple days, I was like, I need this in my life. So I paid the $9 US because it's useful. Um, and you can like schedule all your upcoming tasks. So I put in all my deadlines. I decided to aim for one chapter per week. If I do a maximum of 3750 words per chapter, that's 24 chapters for a 94,000 word novel, which means that I've given myself 24 weeks, which it turns out is exactly how long I'd given myself in the first place based on when I started this novel. So if I finish all my stuff on time, I'll actually finish, on time. Anyway, so I put all of those dates into my upcoming. I have something for the book as well as my actual work stuff because I've been using it to do work like reading client documents and stuff like that. Candy, what do you mean she's not wrong? It's like I don't have a viewership. There are 7 of you, and you all know me personally. Like there is no viewership to monetize. Okay, relax. All right. Jeez. Anyway, so I started using that and I did writing sprints. I would usually stop or have a pause when there was like 10 minutes left. And because there's only 10 minutes left, so I'd be like, oh, well, okay. And I'll take 2 minutes. I'll think about what I'm trying to say next because that's my problem, right? Like we were talking about last week. I just can't write anything on the page, right? Sigh, mommy, and I even bought it earlier. So I could just I could think for a few minutes. I could be like, oh, I still have 10 minutes to write. Okay, think for a couple minutes, and then I'll write again. And the nice thing about this is often that timer stops not where I should stop. And so I might finish my sentence or whatever, but I give myself that break. I take that break no matter what. It used to be that I would write until my idea was done. And it turns out that that doesn't work well for me. Because if I stop and my idea or like the stuff that I know needs to go onto the page, if I stop before that's all on the page, it means when I come back, I have something to write. And in the time that I was gone, that something has grown. So no matter where I am, when that 20-minute mark hits, I stop writing. I take my break and I come back and I do it again. Sometimes I don't get to do 2 or 3 sprints in a row because of how my work schedule is, but it's been working. And something else that I've added to the sprint method that I started, and I'm not saying like sprint method that I started, like I'm starting this for me. This is a thing that writers have been doing forever. And I've always been like, oh, if you're going to sit down and write for 20 minutes, why not just write for an hour? That was dumb of me. And I understand my mistake now because this works so well for me. So the other thing that I started doing is the star sticker method. I would have linked before something by Alexa Dunn, and it was actually, I don't remember what I linked, if it was her channel or a specific video, but she had a video which describes the star sticker method. And basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. Every time you write 500 words, you get a star. And that's a daily, it's a daily reward system. So basically, your greedy, loot-driven lizard brain is working for you. And and you get yourself a sticker for every five. Um, in my case, I chose every 500 words, and I've got to find the sticker picture. Aha, sticker picture. I want to. I want to view the why are the items selected? God damn it! Wait, can I say that on the YouTube? Is that allowed? Will I be? Y'all, why is all technology punishing me right now? Okay. Not if you want to monetize as family friendly. I don't know that I want to. Why are you guys so insistent on this monetization thing? Like, I appreciate your confidence and your, like, all of that, but I'm also pretty sure that YouTube is not going to want to monetize somebody who's like, most of the conversations on her channel is about monetization. Yeah, that probably was the nail in the coffin. Why do you keep doing that? Okay, great. So, I'm just gonna hope that you guys can see this. Let's see if I could. Can you see that? Are you guys seeing this? So every day, my daily word count, when I write 500 words, I add some stars. So you'll see on Friday, I wrote over 1,500 words. Remember what my goal for the week was? Yeah. Friday was my bizzle. Yesterday I forgot. Well, no, I gave myself the star, but this picture is from before I gave myself the second star. But on Saturday, I actually wrote 1,200 words, so I got 2 stars for Saturday. Today, I have not crossed 500 words yet, but I will after this live when I do my sprints, because I realized that I could do sprints in the morning, but I am more motivated to do them at night because uh, all of my thanks, Candy. Because at night, after like all of my work is done and I don't have to look forward to like doing anything for work or any of my clients, I can just think about writing, and I can, especially if I'm tired, which is ironic, right? Especially if I'm tired, or especially if it's late, I look at it. The night is full of magic and energy. That's so true, Candy. But I look at this and I go, oh man, I wrote like 200 words this morning before classes, but I want to get that star today. I don't want that day to be an empty day on my star sticker calendar. So I sit down and I write. And then I'm probably going to write more than 500 words. So then I'm going to be like, I want a second star, right? And I'm going to keep writing. Uh, and that worked really, really well. Considering that my writing goal for the week was to write at least 1,500 words, and I did that in a single day. And then like, over the course of the week, I did double or triple that. It's pretty, well, not triple, but double that. A little over double that. And that's pretty cool. I'm really happy about it. So that's the star sticker thing. But I took that one step further because I am an overachiever. And what I did, so I did this for a few reasons. One, yes, I am an overachiever. But two, the star sticker method is a really good way for me to say to myself, hey, I'm writing 500 words a day. I'm writing over 1,000 words a day. I'm writing over X words a day. But that is good motivation for me to sit down and write. But that is not the same as being motivated to finish this novel, to finish one project, to finish a specific thing. So I had to take it a little bit further. and I did another sticker page, and it's specific to this project. That's okay, Mom. Are you watching on your phone, I guess? My mom said that her laptop died because of negligence. She didn't notice that the battery was pinging her. Are you back now? Are you there? Are you safe? Are you happy, Mom? Yeah. Okay. She hasn't answered, but I guess she will. Anyway, what was I saying? Right. So I did this sticker thing specifically for the project. So every 2,000 words on the project, I'll get a sticker, and eventually this sheet will get filled up. And I'm going to try to show you guys this. Ta-da! So you guys can see that just this week, not only did I cross 2,000 words, but I crossed 4,000 words. And spoilers, I'm already past 5,000 words. And tonight, after the stream is done, I really want to put that 6,000 word sticker on here. I really want to do it. I really want to do it so bad. So I'm probably going to be up until the middle of the night tonight, just making sure that I get past 6,000 words. Woohoo! Yes! Thank you, Candy. Thank you, Julie. I'm really happy about this. This kind of makes my week for a few reasons. I think this is the most. Yes, Julie, you should. You should start doing this. It's amazing. Um, and there was a lot. So the star stickers are really cheap. They were $10 TT for a pack of 432 in the bookstore at the Quasi. And if you live in Trinidad, you know where that is, and you know what bookstore that is, because my mom is already giving me crap about advertising for people who are not paying me. I'm just not going to say who it is. But thank you, David. I am such a social beast. Look how I'm incorporating my friends. Oh, yes, it's true. Look at how incorporating my friends has increased my writing. It's insane. And I actually have something to say about that. Stickers down for a second, right? I got more things to say about the stickers. But first, I'm going to address that comment, Nikki, because it's something that's actually been bugging me a little bit. Again, watching a lot of these booktube, authortube videos. And a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people say that writing has been or is such an isolated task, and it's a lonely endeavor. And they say all of this stuff. And I'm like, is it though? Because they say stuff like, you shouldn't write for the people who are reading your work, basically. You shouldn't let them be your motivation. You need to be self motivated. And I don't disagree with that. I think that you need to be self motivated if you want to do something like finish a freaking book. But you guys aren't even reading this. Not yet, anyway. It's not like I'm putting out chapters and people are reading and commenting and loving my chapters, and you guys loving my chapters is what's motivating me to write more, right? Because I do think that that could be bad. I think that that is potentially disastrous, because all it takes is enough people to be like, I'm not interested in reading this anymore, nah, and then your motivation is shot. And I think that I am self motivated to write this, but I also recognize that, especially the way I prioritize other things in my life, if I don't have you all keeping me accountable, and if I don't do stuff like this to embarrass myself into being accountable, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Um, and I think it's worth noting that writing, I've never engaged with writing as a solitary task or as something to do alone, because I've always been a part of a writer's group, or I've always written with friends. Even the people who talk about how writing is such a lonely task, they do live sprints with other people. Like they get on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter or Instagram or whatever the hell they're using. And they're like, I'm going to be sprinting. Boop. And it would just be like a stream of their timer and maybe like a little picture of them writing. You don't see what they're writing, but they're doing that as a group. And it's something that I want to get my writing group to start doing as a group as well, because I think that there's nobody else in the group who does it, and it has the potential to be extremely beneficial. And if it works for you, it works for you, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, and that's cool. But it's something I want to try. Anyway, yes, Nikki, 100%. I clearly am such a social beast, which is so weird because for the most part, I don't like people. These kitty bottoms are cute. Yeah, yeah, they're super cute. Um, I stole them from my cousin. I don't know if she's watching or if she ever will. Actually, I think she gave them to me. I don't think I stole them. I think she was like, "Hey, I got these extra pants," and I was like, "Ooh, they're soft. I want them." I'm not sure. It's also possible it just accidentally ended up. Sorry, it accidentally ended up in my suitcase. I don't know. Okay, back to stickers. So the thing is that the tracker. Thanks, Nikki. I'd like to think I'm quite discerning. I don't know. I wasn't always. I promise you that. Um, the thing about the sticker tracker is that this app that I use, Writometer, and you guys can actually see here that I've been writing every day. My daily word goal is 550 words a day, and I shot past that twice in the last few days, and I haven't quite gotten there yet. And my word count total so far is just over 5,000 words. Um, this tracker is really, really amazing, and I really, really love it. And it gives me this progress bar, right? So, like, I have a progress bar. It tells me, if I keep up this rate, this is when I'll finish. And every time I write every day, that number or that date becomes closer and closer to the date I really want to finish. So, I gave myself until the end of February to do this. Um, and I think I can. I think that the reason it says March right now is because there's like a 5-day gap between when I started this project and today. But if I keep writing every day, I'm gonna finish before the date, before February. And I'm really aiming for that. I think that that's completely doable if I can keep up the pace that I'm at, which is about 5 to 550 a day. I think actually my average is around 600 and something, or 700 a day. So that's pretty cool. Thanks, Tashari. Woo! Um, yes, Project Obia. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I gotta talk to you guys about what Project Obia means and is. Um, yeah, so Candy Angeli is also a huge Dune fan. Dune fan. Dune. It depends on who I'm code switching to. What I say. I don't know which one is right. Okay. But anyway, so I've got this word track on my phone, but there's something so satisfying about I'm seeing those messages way after they're entered. Well, I mean, I'm also not looking at the screen because I thought it was super weird last week to just like stare at my own picture or look off to the corner for the entire video. So I was like, let's try this setup instead. You guys can see a very nice couch, right? Sometimes there's a cat there. The cat is not there right now. You guys can see my whiteboard and you can see my little stickery thingy. Um, it's nice. It's a nice setup, I guess. I think. I hope. I don't know. Anyway, stickers. Okay, I keep getting off track. Look, it's already 40 minutes. What? All right. So, anyway, the point though is that there is something really satisfying about choosing my sticker from my sticker book to go onto that sticker board. Um, yeah, I have a lot less art than I guess I would like, mostly because I have cats that would jump on it. Yeah. Behind my computer is a giant corkboard full of interesting things. Um, I guess the lack of art is really just on this side, but the other wall has a window on it. So yeah. Anyway, the sticker idea, yeah, right. You gotta love shiny, cute things. These stars really helpful. The stickers for my every 2,000 word counts really helpful, and that kind of like double sticker reward thing is super cool because maybe I haven't written enough past the next 500 words to say that, oh, it's only 1 or 200 words for me to get my next star sticker. But I might have written enough. Um, I might have written enough to be like, I'm so close to 2,000 words on this, or to X thousand words on this. If I write 50 more words, I could cross off X. I could cross off another sticker. Maybe not get another star sticker, but I can add one to this. And that's freaking cool. And as this fills up, I will see visually in a way that even my phone doesn't really show me. It shows me, it doesn't show me. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, in a way that my phone doesn't show me, like I could see. And I have to take the time every time I put one of those stickers on my book's word count, um, for the novel itself. Every time I have to choose a sticker and put it on, it's like a little celebration for myself, and like a little like pat on my own back, like, yes, Kay, and not only you can do this, and you are doing this. Look at this fill up piece by piece. Um, Nikki says that for US writers, if you don't have kids, you can get those stickers at the dollar store or Michael's for $1 US. Look at that. Do it, you all. I was going to say do it all year, and then I was like, Americans don't say all year, they say you all. Anyway, Okay, so on to the next item on the list, which is Project Obia. Now, Project Obia is complex. It's complex in that. What? I don't know what that was. I don't know why I looked at my phone. I'm sorry. So it's complex in that I was calling this novel because I had no other name to use. I was calling it Haskara and the Janjats. And it wasn't because it was the name that I knew the book would be, but it was the name of the band. And as you all know from last week, that's actually not a name that I came up with. That's a name that my friend Nicola came up with. And we used that as a prompt together. So she started writing something, and I started writing something. And in my case, the characters were part of that prompt, or the prompt was like an integral part of those characters. Like it became the name of the band and all of that. In hers, it's different, but it doesn't center on the characters that refer to the band Haskar and the Janjats. But anyway, I was talking to Nabil, and I don't know if Nabil is watching. I don't know if you will watch this eventually, Nabil. But once again, you have changed my life and changed my creative thinking and my creative work. And I don't think you give yourself enough credit for this. But when I was talking to you yesterday, you mentioned to me that bands don't name themselves like that anymore. It's not Josie and the Pussycats anymore, right? Like not how they name themselves. Um, it's not usually X and the Y. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I was like, kind of doing like a Josie and the Pussycats thing because of how they operate, I suppose, or kind of, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think that that's gonna be. I do think maybe I should change the name of the band. I may not have told you this yesterday, but I did think after you said that yeah, I should probably change the name of the band. And also, the book isn't gonna be named this, and that's how we got Project Obia, because I think Project Obia is it. I think Project Obia is the thing. Um, Project Obia is now the new name of the band as well as the name of the book, and it's also the name. I'm not sure I could tell you this without spoilers. Hold on. Okay, so in the book, techno-obia is a thing. People say techno-sorcery. Yeah, screw that. It's techno-obia. And let's just say that the characters that the story centers on are engaging in the use of experimental techno-obia. So Project Obia makes sense. Makes sense. Gosh, I hope that's not. It shouldn't be spoilers. It's like just world building stuff. And that's it. I'm done. I said hello. I said welcome. I guess I said happy birthday. um, I told you who I was. And I gave you guys all the updates. I talked about fan fiction. I talked about sprints and star stickers and tracker sticker things. I told you guys about the new name. Um, I told you guys about my current word count. I totally blew past my weekly goal of 1500. Now, I blew past that weekly goal so well. You would not believe. On Friday? No, yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, no, I haven't forgotten homework. Don't worry, David. Don't worry. Um, let me get there. It's the last thing I want to give you guys. Uh, Mom, I think whatever you're referring to, it's delayed for you. I don't know if you picked up in the stream where you left off when you got cut off, or if you're watch. I don't know. And you know what? If it's delayed for you, you're not gonna hear this in time for it to make any sense or help. Sorry. Anyway, okay, hold on. What was I saying? Right. So I went from maybe I can write 1500 words a week to um I'm going to finish a chapter per week because I finished a chapter. I can't remember if it was Friday or Saturday. It had to be Friday. I finished a chapter on Friday. And on Saturday, I like again blew past the halfway mark on that chapter, on the second chapter. So I finished and started a new chapter. I finished chapter 1 on Friday. I started a new chapter, chapter 2, and then on Saturday I like knocked out most of that chapter. Um, yikes. And today I actually started chapter 3. There's a whole 258 words now for chapter 3, or whatever my word count for the day is. Um, ew. Okay. Apparently, I am still getting messages a little later. Yeah, I just figure that's how it is. I don't know. I don't know why that is. And if I refresh the page, that's probably not gonna be a good idea. So I'm just gonna go with it. Anywho, also like I'm not looking at the screen as much because I'm trying to look at the camera because looking at myself is weird. And super vain. And I mean, I am kind of vain, but not that vain. I don't think. I hope that'd be kind of yeah. That's normal. Do beat up. All right, cool. Thanks, Julie. Cool. Um, yes. So crushed it. Homework. Alrighty. Now I've been having a lot of problems. Not really a problem yet. I've been thinking ahead. So anxiety, it does that. You got to plan for everything. Yes, teacher, homework. Julie. All right. So like I was saying, anxiety is a thing. Planning helps me feel less anxious. And I mean, I don't know that this book is going to be like the biggest thing in the world or the best thing ever. I'm just going to write this book and I hope it's going to be good. And I hope that you guys like it. And I hope that a publisher likes it one day. And if a publisher doesn't like it, maybe I'll just self publish it. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet because I've been actively telling myself you have to take this one step at a time. But one thing that I realize I can't take one step at a time right now, and I really have to prepare for, is determining how I'm going to edit this. They say y'all. It's determining how I'm going to edit this manuscript when it's done. Now, what is supposed to happen for most folks, so do many Trinis west of the lighthouse. Like you, Mom? You just do that? Anyway, she'll answer eventually. Yeah. So, ow. Okay. So yeah, I've got to figure out how I'm going to edit this manuscript. Now, this is probably going to be, uh, well, I mean, this technically, I guess, is my zero draft. I'm not letting anybody see it. When it's done, I will have things that I've marked to go back and edit, fix, or add. And so then I have a first draft. And now you're supposed to self edit as much as you can before you send it to somebody else. But I'll be honest, Olia, I don't think I'm so good at that. I'm really not. And I have this problem, the same problem I was talking to Julie about, or well, I was talking to Olia about. And Julie said that she also has this issue, is that when I write something, it has to be, it doesn't have to be the best sentence or the perfect sentence, but it can't be trash. And as a result, most of it is pretty good. I mean, when I say it's pretty good, I mean it's readable. It's not like, what is this? What is this absolute diarrhea you have had on the page? It's not like that. It's readable. I definitely need to work on my tenses because I'm telling this from first person and the tense gets wild. Only the tense gets wild. And I need to like fix my my tenses. But I think like that's the biggest problem. It's readable despite that. And I have a lot of difficulty self editing. So for those of you who read the excerpts from Rakshasa Rising, that's actually like my first draft. That's so hard to edit. Mom, anyway, that's so hard to edit. Those of you who've read Rakshasa Rising, it was so hard to edit for most people, most of my peers, that when I was at Cropper last year, our two mentors who are very experienced editors and writers, both of whom are also published. Is that correct? Is that even grammatically said who? Anyway, but they publish, right? And they have a lot of years in the industry. They have a lot of experience. They have, this is their thing. This is what they do. Even what they told me about it was basically, this just kind of needs copy editing. Like when it was that when they reviewed that piece of work, they were like commas and full stops, and like that was the kind of feedback they had for me, which basically is copy editing. It's like that final polish. And that's nice, but it means that it's really difficult for me to edit because I got there to that point and I was like, I don't know what else I could do with this. And I handed it to other people. And in this case, when I handed it to other people, it was also a situation where they were like, well, full stops and commas. But I don't think that that's going to be the case with this work, right? Also because this work does not just need, I think, some line editing for cleaning it up, but I think it's going to need developmental work because it's a complete novel as opposed to what the folks had at the workshop had read, which was an excerpt from what was intended to eventually be a novel. But yeah, anyway, I say all that to say that because I'm thinking of how I'm going to figure out this issue of self editing, which is really difficult for me, I think I might just not and give it to Olia to do for me. So your homework is go learn how to be a beta reader. That's your homework. Go learn how to be a beta reader or critique partner. Go read books. Go read some books in. I think that this genre may be considered science fiction or science fantasy. Um, Coming up on an hour. Oh gosh, we are coming up on an hour every time. Every time. I keep thinking, oh, this is just going to be a few minutes, but nope. Anyway, so that's your homework. There are some things that I need that I can't figure out on my own, and there are some things that I can't do on my own, at least not yet. I'm not at that skill level yet. That's going to be read. Yes, your homework is to read books. I'd like you guys to read a bit in my genre, which is, in this case, my genre is urban fantasy. In this case, there's a lot more technology involved. So maybe read or dystopia, as well as the science fantasy, dystopia, urban fantasy, those things. I'd like you to read those things because I need to come up with comp titles, which is a comparative title. So eventually, like in the future, when I try to start querying this, I'm getting there. I'm gonna start when I start querying this stuff. Um, I'm going to need comparative title. So like what do you know, what would I compare my work to? What is it like? You know, right now it's Godzilla plus Scott Pilgrim, but queer and brown. And the boys. Um, I haven't actually seen the boys, but a friend of mine read the synopsis and said that there is an aspect of this story that is like the corporation in the boys. So, my mom says lies. I am that vain. Since I was a year old. Well, all right. Just remember, you raised me, mom. Anyway, so what that tells me though is that her stuff is definitely delayed because I said that a while ago. Uh yeah. Um Julie says that she loves that comparison. Scott Pilgrim and Godzilla. Yeah, that's what I've got. With like the corporate aspect of the boys. And it's except, you know, queer and brown. And instead of the boys, I guess it's the women. I didn't want to say the girls. Anyhow, but that's what I need. I need you guys to read books in those genres. Read recent books, I guess, books in like the last 5 years or so, and help me figure out because eventually you guys are going to read this for me or like to help me, you know, edit it and to improve this book. I need you guys to read those books to help me figure out what I can compare it to when it's time for me to query. And also, if it is something you are interested in, if you would like to help me like develop the book as like a beta reader. I don't know if this is really a beta reader's job. I mean, I've seen different descriptions for what beta readers and critique partners do. Beta readers and critique partners are different. But if I don't have a critique partner and I just have a beta reader, they potentially can do the same thing for you that a critique partner would because we're not trading manuscripts. It's just one directional. That was unintentional, but it works. Anyway, but yeah, so like if I give my manuscript to you, I would like to be able to get feedback on stuff like world building, where the holes, what is it that you don't understand, what are mechanisms in the way magic works and the way the world works in this story that that is missing. What is character development that is unbelievable or that needs to be strengthened? What are plot holes? What are, you know, those are the things that I feel like I can't do by myself for a whole novel. And yeah, that's what I need. So that's your homework. Go read some books and go read up about what you know, how to be a good beta reader and critique partner. Now, to be fair, I do have like a form already with like a list of questions and stuff that I helped my brother develop for when he was getting beta readers for his book. So that's kind of taken care of. Like I have questions for you to answer, but go read about that. Go read about that stuff and learn about it on your own. And that's all I got. That's it. That's all the things. Yes, One Directional, we have come full circle. Put your suggestions in the comments and link to the form. Yeah, the form is not a Google Doc right now, but I can make it so. I will have to do that, I think, next week because I'll have to like do some converting of things from like the Word docs and PDFs into like Google Forms. But that is actually, oh, am I going to suggest books and authors? That's a good point. Maybe, I don't know. How about we make that your homework? Go find books and authors that fit those categories and suggest them to me to share with everybody else. Because nothing is coming to mind right now. I had some in mind, but now they're not in my mind. Sorry. I think that's it. So next week's stream, what are we checking you on and what are you checking us on? Recap. Well, I want to find out what books you found and what books you're in the process of reading. And you guys can share with me the books and I can share it back at you. I also should be reading some of these books. So I will do that. I'll add them to my reading list and I will probably push them up to the top. So there is that. That's what I'm going to check you guys on. You are checking me on my word count. I do want to push to write every day, even if I don't make my 550 words a day. I wanted to. I want to write every day, right? And I think I can do it. I think that so far I've been completely capable of it. It's been happening. Work is going to pick up brutally soon. So let's get Kia to write as much as she can while she can. So that's what's up. I can't think of anything else that you guys really need to like knock me on the head about aside from how many more stickers have I put on that? Next week when we do this, there should be at least one more, preferably two more stickers on this thing. And my star sticker, like planner monthly tracker thing, should show at least one sticker every single day between now and next Sunday. I think that's it. Is that clear? Are we clear? Yes, we will all hold each other accountable. And anybody who is deciding that they also want to start writing, Julie, um, let's bring you in on this and make you do the thing. You don't have to like stream or like Discord or whatever if you don't want to, but I will be checking on you specifically if it turns out that you start a project this week. Jack just walked in and wanted to know why I was live streaming. Well, you can tell him. I mean, it's not a secret. And yeah, there we go. Does anybody have any questions? We're at exactly 1 hour. I can just stop. I can just stop it. I can just stop the stream now. But I want to make sure that I've answered any questions. It's the teacher in me, I guess. I keep forgetting there's like a delay here, so I'm staring at the little comment thing. Like, are there questions? Where the cat them? The cat them must be sleeping. You want me go bring a cat? I could go bring one to say hello or and goodbye. Should I do that? Don't harass them. Okay, right. I won't do that then. Yes. Okay. Any other questions? Maybe next time we'll have one streaming with you. Yeah, I hope so. Like Alberto was here when I started, like cleaning her butt, but you know, I guess she was clean and then she ran off to play or sleep elsewhere where I wasn't talking. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Well, if there are. Brendan says that the boys, which would be Butterbear and Dark Chocolate, or BB and DC as we call them, they are sleeping behind the curtains in Brendan's office. Aww. I'll take some pictures and post them on like Facebook or Instagram or something because it's always so cute when they do that. Insert comments from David. Thanks, Candy. I appreciate I appreciate you keeping David in the loop with us. Thanks, Nikki. I am, and thanks, Candy. I am proud of me too. I don't think that I've ever written this much in a single week like this, like so dedicatedly. You know, I've had my moments of furious inspiration where I'm just like clack 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 clack, and I spit out however many thousand words, but then nothing happens after that. Oh man, and this week was just the opposite of that. It was fantastic. So I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep doing it. This novel is going to get finished. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen to this novel after, whether, even after you guys read it, even after I'm probably going to hire a professional editor to do at least a manuscript assessment or maybe a light developmental edit or something at some point. But that's going to be after you guys have read it, after I've had like critique partners and other beta readers, and I've done as much work as I can, like on my own, for lack of a better way of saying it. I mean, it's not going to be on my own. You guys are helping me, but you know what I mean. Um, Years from now, when you're super famous, these will float around the web with people commenting, "Did you know that Kia used to do this?" When you say do this, do you mean write or do you mean YouTube? Because I wouldn't say that this is a thing that I do yet. If I do this like every week for the entire time that I'm writing, yeah. Oh yeah, most people have no idea. These are just gonna sit on the internet until I'm famous one day, right? Okay, so Candy just said that when I reach 10,000 words and then when I reach 25,000 words, she will bring me a treat. For those of you who do not know, Candy does bake, and it is the real good, Oleo. Like that is thing. Listen, she's used local chocolate and thing, and like local fruits and look. Listen, Candy, you don't know what you just do. You know. Yes, Candy is in Trinidad. Sorry, Nikki is not in Trinidad for the Trinities watching. Um, and so, unfortunately, Nikki does not have access. Shout out to Candy and Heliconia Bakery. I will try to link that at some point, maybe in this description or something else. If I promise to bring an Annalise treat to you, that might be. Ooh, yeah, because an Annalise treat means that you guys will have to come all the way from up there to here in Trinidad. Now, the thing is that an Annalise treat is less likely right now because COVID and restrictions. And oh my God, there's a cat. There's a cat in the cupboard. That's where Mushroom is up there. Yeah, so it turns out that there was a cat with me this whole time. Anyway, that's true, but we can talk about that when travel restrictions are no longer a thing. Um, yes. So I'm doing this, and like I said, I don't know where this novel is going to go. There's a good chance that even if I get it to its best possible version, that I can make it like as it is. It will not get me an agent, or it will not get me, or if it gets me an agent, it will not get a publisher. And that's okay because when this one is done, there is more. There is more. And I'm really excited. Candy's probably a better baker too. I mean, she does it professionally, so you know. I mean, and having like having never eaten any of Annalise's baking, I couldn't see if it was better or not. Sorry. Mushroom, what? Mushroom's making faces at me. Anyway, I said I was going to wrap this up. It's been 6 minutes. Yeah, I'm a talker. Maybe you'll finally read Dune and find out why I've been rereading it happily so often for 40 years. Yes, Mom. Maybe I will. Spoilers, never read Dune. I've seen all of the Dune stuff, but I've never actually read it. Not because I don't want to read it, but because I'm afraid to read it. You know, when something's like hyped up and like people are like, oh my God, this is so amazing, this is so amazing, this is so amazing. And then you, Nikki, no, don't abandon me. Nikki says we can't be friends anymore. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like all of you are like, this is the best thing ever, and I'm afraid that I will pick it up to read it and I will not enjoy it, and I will be disappointed. That's the homework read the thing. Dune is absolutely not in my genre, though. Well, yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. If I don't replay your mom. I will read it eventually. Like it's not that I will never read it ever in the like ever, but I'm just afraid to read it. Like I'm so what if I read it and I'm disappointed, you know? It's if it's got incredible world building, then I will probably not feel that way. So I will make the effort to do that. But I've got other things to read, maybe that I should prioritize. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Is there anything else? Because then I can end the stream. Life is full of disappointment. Yes, that's true, Candy. Thank you for pointing that out. This is really fun. Ollie, this is really fun. And I don't know if I enjoyed it so much because all of you are here, probably, or just because I had great updates to give you guys. Gosh, Nikki, you're right. I am a social beast. Tisk. What is higher on your priority list? My priority list, honestly, my priority list after, like, do the work that pays the bills and feeds me and Brendan and the cats. Um, After that stuff, writing, 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 writing. I do need to be reading, but I think what's going to happen is that I may end up not reading anything new um, until I have finished this draft. And then I think what's going to happen is that I will take a break because you always need to step away. Like, you should always, after you've finished whatever you're writing, you should step away from it for a while. Because if you start it right away, you aren't necessarily looking at it with fresh eyes. I mean, depending, I guess, on how long between the beginning and the end, like between when you started and when you finished it, maybe you could immediately go back to the beginning. Um, but I don't think that's going to work for me. I think for many people it doesn't work. So I need, once I finish this draft, I need to take a break before I self edit, before I go back and I fix things. And so in that break of a few weeks, because it's got to be a few weeks, um, my mom says to Candy, maybe you should reread it. You should read Dune again. Because every time my mom reads it, she finds some new thing, like a subplot, a subtle thing that changed the perspective of another event, and it's so complex. And then Candy says to mom, shh, she doesn't know it's one of my favorites. We're trying to lure her in with no pressure. Sigh. For the record, mom has been pressuring me to read this book my whole life. Anyway, yeah, I don't even remember what I was saying. Is there anything else? Is there anything else I should address or mention or talk about before I click end stream? Doop, doop, doop. All I see in the comments is my mother complaining about how I read Juniors. Hmm. Okay. Thanks, Julie. I was honestly waiting for somebody to be like, now we're done. Go. I knew it would be you. Always dependable. Okay, so that's it. Thank you. If you're looking at this from the future, I'm sorry this was so long. It's going to be I think that's a new standard, is that it's going to be an hour. And that's it. Thank you. Thanks, Nikki. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Candy. Thanks, David. Thanks to Shari. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Brendan. Thanks, everybody else who was here. I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.